to the farmers, Mr. Speaker. I thank you and I support this bill.
Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also want to add my voice in support of the County Allocation of Revenue Bill 2024 for the financial year 2024-2025. A fairly straightforward bill, Mr. Speaker, if you ask me. The only two things I want to mention about this bill for now and into the future, Mr. Speaker, let us kill this misconception that the national government has got any money to allocate to any county. That is not the case. Mr. Speaker, it is a work of Parliament, both houses of Parliament, the National Assembly and the Senate, to share money between the national government and the county governments. So expecting that the national government is going to allocate money to county governments, or that the national government is going to devolve more funds to the county governments, the Speaker is expecting something that will never happen. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I take cognizance of the fact that this year there is quite some growth in terms of the amount of money that is going to the counties. It's now at around 4.something billion, 400 billion. I see the county of Kitui, Mr. Speaker, is among the top 10 counties that are receiving quite some share of the equitable share from the Senate. And as a national government appropriates for national government, the Senate is appropriating for counties. So we are appropriating funds to go to our counties, and I want to reiterate what I have always said. It is okay today that we have come from recess to appropriate money to our counties. It should be okay when next week or the week after we go to those counties to find out how this money that we have sent to the counties is being utilized without there being any problem between senators and governors. The Speaker, with those remarks, I do support.
Senator Essie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I would wish to support the work that was done on this bill and actually say that money going down to counties is a good initiative, and I want to comment on two things. First, I would implore on the county chiefs and their respective county assemblies to prioritize adding some more allocation to the vocational training centers that are within counties so that we build up the capacity of young people to be in a position to put money in their pockets by being able to do some of these locally made initiatives that we are looking for. And secondly, on the issue of agriculture. For a long time, it's been looked at as an area that thrives by senior citizens, in a way to encourage young people and women to venture more into that field and being a devolved function. More allocation needs to go to those sectors so that we pull together generally. And finally, I saw Governor Kangata sharing an idea on how they've collected a lot of money in Murang'a County as own source revenue, and request our county chiefs to also look at that in as much as national government is sending money to counties, let them beef up on their own sources of revenue so that we supplement those efforts collectively and steer this nation forward. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to support the current bill. Honestly, I think there's a lot of, I want to first to commend the mediation team for the good work they have done. Honorable Speaker, I think, I believe the counties now have received an additional fund of up to about 6.4%. And the increase actually, there's also increase in the terms of libraries, segregation, and industrial parks, community health promoters. I think many factors have been taken care of with this budget. And I think, but still, we have so many undeveloped functions that the money has not been released. And therefore, I want to urge the national government also to release the funds available. Honorable Speaker, in terms of the community health workers, I think these promoters, this is a very good gesture that the promoter, this will really enhance the health services to the rural areas. People will be able to receive medical care and health advice on health issues. And one other thing is, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank also the members for the money now has been released for the roads. And what I want to say is that this budget is actually very inclusive, and hopefully we'll keep the only problem we have, the challenge we have is this increase, as good as it is not commensurate to what the on-source resources have not been done. Much has not been done on on-source collections. Therefore, I will urge the governors also to increase the on-source revenue, so at least the deficit budget can be also be taken care of the own resources. And I think one other thing I will say, Honorable Speaker, we need to have a prudent use of the resources, the funds that have been released to the counties. The national government has shown the goodwill, but the counties also must show also and go the extra mile to be able to take a prudent use of the money. With those few remarks, I beg to support.
Senator Sifuna.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am very proud to be a senator this time around. And I'm extremely proud of the House this time around, Honorable Speaker. As you understand, last year, my position is that we really did not put up a fight as a House to grow the basket of devolution. But I am very happy that standing here today, we have actually, as a Senate, the Fourth Senate, breached the psychological 400 billion mark in terms of the resources that are going to the county. And I want to thank my colleagues, all of you who voted for the Division of Revenue bill, and also the mediation committee that was chaired by the Senator for Meru, the Honorable Kathuri Murungi, for the job that they have done. Honorable Chair, if you look at the schedule this year, my county of Nairobi is getting an additional 850 million shillings in terms of their equitable share of revenue. And I will later be bringing a proposal here, Honorable Chair, that I'll be making an amendment to the Sports Act. I want to propose that these counties must be forced to allocate at least 1% of the money that we send to them for the support of registered county sporting associations. And my governor will have no excuse, because now I have given him an additional 850 million. I also know that he put around 500 million shillings in the Joe Kadenge Stadium, Honorable Chair, what used to be known as City Stadium. Mr. Speaker, this evening, in fact it should be happening now, our national team is playing their World Cup qualifiers in Malawi. It is extremely embarrassing and a shame for this country. And we hope that county governments can be able to develop sporting infrastructure to the level where we can be able to hold international matches in some of these institutions. So the governor for Nairobi will have no other excuse, Honorable Speaker, because I would want to see the completion of the Joe Kadenge Stadium so that we can host international games there. Honorable Speaker, we have also seen that Nairobi is getting an additional 224 million shillings for the community health volunteers. This is something that we all promised during the campaigns because of the critical role that they play, especially, Honorable Speaker, in the vastly densely populated areas in Nairobi, and especially the slum areas. And these people have been very instrumental in ensuring that, Honorable Speaker, our people are of good health. We did not, in the last year, of course, appear in the additional allocation list because we did not get any money for county headquarters or for industrial parks, Honorable Speaker. But we continue to make the case that even if we are not qualifying for some of these allocations like the ones for industrial parks, we qualify to be allocated resources just like the other counties for other things, including construction of markets. Honorable Speaker, the only thing that we must now insist on as a House is timely release of these resources to the county governments. Because we have had a debate here, Honorable Speaker, including when we were managing the disasters that came.
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support this bill on allocation of monies to counties. Honorable Speaker, even as I rise to support this bill, We want to urge, Honorable Speaker, our counties that the Senate, having worked very hard to increase the allocation from the proposed 391 to the 400 billion mark, we expect our counties to be diligent in the utilization of these resources. Honorable Speaker, my own county, Isiolo County, is going to have an additional funds of over 300 million, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I expect that the county government of Isiolo will ensure that the vocational training centers that are at the verge of being closed, 1 out of 13 is only functional, Honorable Speaker. With these resources, those institutions will be restored and our young people will be able to get skills and be able to work. Honorable Speaker, also as I rise to support this bill, as the chair of the Standing Committee on Health, I want to urge our county governments to invest resources on health because this builds the foundation of every county. It would be sad, Honorable Speaker, to see a county like Isiolo continue without a morgue, continue without working ambulances, Honorable Speaker. It will be a disaster, Honorable Speaker, to see the city funeral home operating without a generator after all this allocation. And I hope Senator Sifuna is listening to make sure he tells his governor to expend these resources in getting a generator for the Nairobi funeral home that he has not been able to put for the last 2 financial years. Honorable Speaker, it is incumbent upon this House to make sure that our counties utilizes the resources well, and also take action on governors who, after allocation of all these resources, dare not appear in Senate standing committees whenever they are required and requested to appear. Honorable Speaker, anybody who has accepted to receive public resources on an equal measure must be ready to accept to account for those resources as required in law. We, as a Senate, Honorable Speaker, must also now go out to check on the utilization of these monies. In fact, Honorable Speaker, it is my heart that as we start the next session of the House, that our committees in the Senate should actually focus in visiting counties to see the reality. The reports can be good on paper, but on arrival, you will find a dispensary that is a slaughterhouse in the name of a dispensary, Honorable Speaker. It is only until we make a visit to the counties that we shall see the reality of what our people are going through and the utilization of the resources.
Senator Mwaruma.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa hii fursa umenipa kuchangia huu mswada wa kara 2024-2025. Mheshimiwa Spika, tunapeana magatuzi bilioni 400, lakini hili halikuja bila kupigana, kwa sababu bunge la kitaifa lilipigia kura ile pesa inayoenda kwa magatuzi kuwa bilioni 391. Ilibidi twende kwa kamati ya mediation na Mheshimiwa Spika, zile sababu wabunge walitoa kwa kukataa kupitisha bilioni 415 ambazo zilipendekezwa na Seneti. Ya kwanza walisema kwamba kuna ufisadi katika magatuzi. Mheshimiwa Spika, ufisadi uko kwa serikali ya kitaifa, ufisadi uko kwa serikali ya magatuzi, na ni muhimu taasisi za kupigana na ufisadi zipigane na ufisadi katika serikali za kitaifa na serikali za magatuzi. Sababu ya pili walitoa ni kwamba hawaelewi na majukumu ya magatuzi. Ndio maana walikataa kupitisha bilioni 415. Hilo ni jambo la kushangaza sana kwamba wabunge ambao wanapewa kazi ama jukumu la kupeana magatuzi pesa hawaelewi na majukumu ya magatuzi. Labda wabunge wetu wanataka kupelekwa katika kozi za kuelewa magatuzi yanafanya kazi gani. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimeshukuru sana maseneta kwa kukubali kwamba kazi yetu ni kupeleka pesa zaidi katika magatuzi. Na wakati magatuzi yamepata pesa, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni vyema sisi kama seneti tufuatilie yale majukumu yaliyogatuliwa yanafanywa inavyotakikana. Mheshimiwa Spika, niko katika kamati ya elimu inayoongozwa na Mheshimiwa John Yutu, na wakati tumetembea katika magatuzi tunapata ya kwamba magatuzi yameacha yale majukumu yamegatuliwa na wameanza kufanya majukumu ambayo hayajagatuliwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia katika bajeti za elimu, magavana wanaangalia, na sisemi kwamba wasiangazie majukumu ya kupeana bursaries katika watoto wa shule za sekondari na vyuo vikuu na vyuo vya TVET, lakini lazima pia tusisahau majukumu yaliyogatuliwa ni majukumu ya shule za chekechea na majukumu ya vyuo vya anuai.
Senator Chute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me take this opportunity to, including me, who went for the mediation team. We managed to get the allocation of 401 billion. Honorable Speaker, the problem the counties are facing are mainly is the issue of release of funds to the county functions. Honorable Speaker, agriculture, health, ECD, VCT, and water, and others are devolved. Let me tell you about roads. Honorable Speaker, Governor Kiambu came before the Senate some time back, and he complained about thousands and thousands of kilometers which are under county governments, but no funds have followed. Honorable Speaker, if you look at Marsabit now, Marsabit is one of the second largest county in this republic. Honorable Speaker, moving from Ileret to Marsabit, you can take 3 days. The roads are not there. How do you expect the county government to manage those roads without funds? That is number one problem. Number two, the issue of water. Marsabit County is an example. People are suffering because the government has sent money to the regional authorities instead of sending money to the counties. Why are you releasing functions and not releasing funds? It's a criminal. It's criminal, Honorable Speaker. This is, like one of the senators said, this theft starts from the top going down to the counties. So I think and believe that these functions must be released with funds also. And regional authorities should be completely disbanded, Honorable Speaker, completely. We don't need them. We have counties. Honorable Speaker, number three, the issue of funds for ECDs. If you look at Marsabit today, what is happening in Marsabit? We don't have ECDs. Children are learning under trees. The reason being is very simple, Honorable Speaker. It's because the funds are being consumed at the Education Ministry here. Why are you keeping monies here, using money here in the national government, while ECDs are suffering? Honorable Speaker, health is a devolved function. And in introduction of chief today, Honorable Speaker, introduction of chief will help the counties manage their hospitals.
Senator Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to support this bill. Although I'm also not very happy about the amounts of money that the counties are getting, because when you look at the allocations that are going to the counties, they are not the kind of money that the counties need to execute their functions. And so, Mr. Speaker, sir, I will urge that this money, little as it is, be released in a timely manner by the Treasury. One of the major problems we have in counties is late release of funds. And this late release of funds, the Treasury should realize that it serves 48 governments, and there's no there is no provision that it has to satisfy the national government first, then the county governments next. We should be able to get this money on the ground in a timely manner so that the budgets can work. I've also looked at the laxity with which the National Assembly approves audited accounts of the Auditor General. And when they come to CDF, they don't peg it on audited accounts. They peg it on raw data. I think the time has come, if at all they are going to entrench the CDF in the Constitution as they're trying to do, it must be pegged on audited accounts. That way the National Assembly will be up to task and will be able to give us a timely audited accounts on the budgets of the national government. Further to that, we need as a house to look at the Commission on Allocation of Revenue, Section 2, how they define revenue. That definition of revenue robs counties of money that they are entitled to get. They exclude a lot of money that is generated by the national government, and yet the Constitution is very clear that the 15% is on revenue raised nationally. So at the end of the day, you'll find that they take away so much money that what remains to be shared among counties is very small and cannot satisfy the demands of devolution. That as it may,
Senator Mundigi.
Asante Bwana Spika, naunga mjadala wa kuongezea pesa mambo ya county ya ukatuzi kwa sababu tunajua tuko na makaunti 47. Na ni asante kwa wale walienda kuzungumza na wajumbe na tukaongezea kutoka mwaka jana. Sasa ukatuzi tuliongezea bilioni 15. Mwaka hii naenda kuisha, Embu County ilikuwa na bilioni 5 na 341, na sasa kutoka mwezi wa 7 Embu County itakuwa napokea bilioni 554, na kwa hiyo kiwango Embu County itakuwa tumeiongezea milioni 200. Hii pesa haitoshi, lakini naunga mkono. Ningeomba county kama yetu ya Embu, naomba kwa governor aweze kuangalia vile usuru ile anaokota kwa binadamu huko masinani, aweze kuongezea hizi pesa, na pia ile ingine itatoka kwa msaada kutoka nje, ndio tuweze kupunguza mandeni ambaye tuko naye katika county. Kwa sababu county ya Embu najua kuko na shinda ya pesa ambazo ni ya kulipa wafanyikazi, wengi bilo iko juu na pending bilo ya nyewe iko juu, na ile kitu inaweza kusaidia county yetu ya Embu ni governor mfanye kazi vizuri na MCA na executive, ndio hii pesa iweze kutosea mahitaji ya Embu County. Ya pili ni kuunga mkono, nikiomba governor mambo ya Embu County, wizara ya kilimo uweke mbele, na pia ya havia na pia ya parapara, ndio kilimo yetu mazao yetu mahali tutakuwa tukienda kuuza ndio tusiwe na sinda, ndio economy ya Embu County iweze kupandirika. Hapo mbeleni tulikuwa na shinda, lakini sasa ningekuomba uweze kufanya kazi ile inafaa, kwa sababu tunajua Embu County umengangana miaka 10 tumeteseka, lakini sasa tunaona miaka 5 umejaribu, lakini nakuomba hii miaka inakuja uweze kunjikakamua, uweze tuwe mstari wa kwanza, tunakimbisana ile county nyingine, kwa sababu tunataka miaka ambayo itakuja economy ya Embu ipandirike, ndio kwa sababu tunataka iwe mstari ya kwanza. Kwa hiyo naunga mkono Bwana Spika. Vitu zingine ningeomba serikali mwaka ile nyingine nakuja tuwe sisi enyewe, si ati MP wanatuamurisha vile magavana wafanya kazi. Nataka niambie wajumbe, kazi ya maseneta ni kuangalia vile magavana wafanya kazi. Kwa hiyo sio kazi ya MP kusema magavana wafanye kazi. Kwa hiyo naunga mkono Bwana Spika. Asante.
Senator Ledama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that's very interesting. You've never called me by that name, but I'll take it. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this CARA for the following reasons. I'm happy that finally money can be distributed to the counties. However, I'm not very happy with the amount which has been allocated to county governments. The national government keeps on clawing back on devolution, allocating ministries billions of shillings, yet county governments, and that's where most of our population reside, are given peanuts. Mr. Speaker, I was looking at the numbers here today, and although someone will clap and say Narok County has been given an allocation, an additional allocation of 171 million shillings, the assemblies have only been, the ceiling has only been raised by 1.4 million shillings. What is that? We require assemblies to be given for their ceiling to be raised so that they can actually be able to oversight counties. I think what we need to do, Mr. Speaker, is with the little money that has been allocated to the county governments, we need to ensure a fiduciary responsibility on the side of the accounting officers. That is where we are missing the point. We can realign our small existing resources and bring in accountability and change a lot of things on how things are done in county governments. Yes, we have overborrowed as a country. Yes, this Senate became, fought a little bit, got an additional 9 billion, which you could have actually gotten more. I never voted for the division of revenue because I felt like the little money that was given was not enough. When you see a member of the National Assembly clapping hands and saying they've already been allocated an additional 20 million shillings to carry out functions which essentially should be carried out by the county government, then you start questioning whether all of us really understands our role. When I long for the time when we will all become of age to know that Parliament's role is to legislate, but not to implement on projects. When you see members of the National Assembly running around, even county assemblies tomorrow will say they also need a kitty. And these are the things that we've been fighting about. I think we need to think about the future generation. And the time for us to think about the future generation is now. Mr. Speaker, I think my time is over.
Senator Wamatinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I also rise to support. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, sir, let me start by commending the mediation team for the job well done, for coming to a compromise to increase the money allocated to the county governments. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, I would also want to put my voice to the fact that we need more allocation to the county governments. But it must also be alive to everybody that the only way that the government can be able to raise more resources and more revenue is through taxation. Mr. Speaker, sir, it pains to see that money that has been allocated to the county government, some of it is utilized in very inappropriate manner. This year, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Nyeri County will be getting an additional 500 million. It is my prayer, Mr. Speaker, sir, that our governor will ensure that the deteriorating health services in Nyeri County will be improved. I would also, Mr. Speaker, sir, urge all the governors, when they receive their allocation, they should prioritize settling the pending bills because it's continuing to hurt Kenyans and more specifically killing the small entrepreneurs. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is also the high time we start the discussion on how to streamline own source revenue. We indeed were quite impressed to see the governor of Murang'a, and I would want to commend the senator for Murang'a for having worked so closely and in collaboration with this governor to ensure that they hit $1 million back by a mark in terms of own source revenue. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is not good enough just to collect resources. It is not good enough just to allocate more resources. It must be ensured that the allocated resources are also used appropriately and to benefit the citizens of this country. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, with our enhanced role and oversight fund, I would want to urge the fellow senators that this is time that we become proactive in ensuring that we arrest situations before we lose the money. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is known to everybody that the senators have been reduced to morticians, where we have just given audited accounts to see the situations as they were. Mr. Speaker, It is important that moving forward, now we play a proactive role in ensuring that the money is not lost, in trying to arrest situations where the leakages have been taking place. Unless we do that, Mr. Speaker, sir, the citizens of this country will continue to complain about heavy taxation, because taxation without representation, without seeing the use of that money, Mr. Speaker, will continue burdening Kenyans. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I sit down, I would want to commend the Senate for the role that they've played, and more importantly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committees in the bills that they brought before the House. We must, Mr. Speaker, ensure that our feasibility in county governments must be more feasible, we must be more present, so that the role of this House can be felt at
Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, we worked so hard to ensure that our counties get 400 billion, and now we are distributing those monies to our counties. And from this, I can see my county is getting an additional 190 million shillings. I want to urge the governor and his people to prioritize key areas. Number one, ECD, where we have a lot of challenges, even paying salaries. The issues of vocational training centers, many of which are almost collapsing. But we would like to see more money being sent to our counties. And Mr. Speaker, even as the country is going through the debate of how to allocate money, more money to the counties, many are talking about, a few are talking about 1 man, 1 shilling. But I think we need a conversation on how to protect small counties like Vihiga, Elgeyo Marakwet, Lamu, and the others. We need to start thinking of how we'll make these counties productive in our formula. And that is a debate that some of us who are representing those counties, we will be coming up with. But for now, the money that we send to our counties must be used very well. As another senator says, I think as a Senate, we need to be very proactive on oversighting our various counties to ensure that we don't act as morticians, but we are able to oversight the money wherever they are used in our counties. Mr. Speaker, the biggest problem is late disbursement of funds, and I want to agree with the senators who have spoken earlier that this is a problem that we need to deal with as a Senate. Very soon, we will be passing the disbursement schedule, and those schedules, they have clear dates. How I would wish that in that disbursement schedule, we need to state very clearly that whenever there is a delay in disbursing funds to the counties, the Treasury owes us an obligation of full disclosure why there is a delay. Because the situation now, Mr. Speaker, is that when there is a delay, no one talks to us, no one talks to the counties, and they have to keep on waiting perpetually. I think this House deserves to get a disclosure from Treasury whenever there is a delay in disbursing funds to our county. And Mr. Speaker, I'll be moving a motion in that regard, so that when there is a delay, the Treasury Cabinet Secretary.
Senator Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this bill, Mr. Speaker, and my reasons for supporting this bill, Mr. Speaker, I'm excited about the capping or the ceilings for recurrent expenditure, Mr. Speaker, because we have been having issues with counties all over, Mr. Speaker, overspending on recurrent expenditure, Mr. Speaker, and that there's a provision to have this on the second schedule, Mr. Speaker, makes me support this bill, Mr. Speaker. The fact that the resources are going to follow functions, in that every county executive will, in consultation with the national government, determine the cost of the transferred function and have the monies transferred, Mr. Speaker, is something that makes me feel we should support this bill. Mr. Speaker, accountability, especially when a county function has been transferred to a national government. Mr. Speaker, on the section 6, subsection 4, that the national such entity will submit quarterly reports to the Senate, Mr. Speaker, will bring a lot of light to this. And this reminds me of the NMS, Mr. Speaker, and that such bodies will now report to the Senate, Mr. Speaker, makes me feel that we should support this bill. Mr. Speaker, even as we support these allocation to counties, we must also call out the governors and remind them that these monies are public funds and they should be accountable to them. And Mr. Speaker, if you allow me, I think I want to call out the governor for Isiolo, who has been called to the Senate Health Committee 3 times, Mr. Speaker. And as if that was not enough, he was reported, there is a clip going round saying that he will only attend a committee summoned by the Senate when he feels like. Mr. Speaker, this reminded me of the comments that Adan Duale made one time, that he si pesa ya mama yako. And Mr. Speaker, we must call out the governor for Isiolo, and in fact, indeed every other governor that does not want to account for the funds so disbursed to their counties, Mr. Speaker, because we cannot just fight for them, fight for more resources, and when it comes to accountability, Mr. Speaker, they do not want to account for this. Mr. Speaker, I think I want to stop there, but ask the governors, as they collect also the revenue in the counties, they should also consider the conditions that affect our people in the counties and not raise these charges where not necessary. We applaud, of course, my governor for improving on.
Senator Oburu.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to take this opportunity, just as my colleagues have done, to congratulate the committee which was negotiating the division of revenue between the shareable revenue. And Mr. Speaker, they did a good job. But Mr. Speaker, the job they did, as far as I'm concerned, is not enough. It's not enough, Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, when you talk of dividing revenue, you should always take into consideration the fact that there is inflation in this country. And that inflation, when you are saying that you give counties at least 15% of the total revenue of the last audited accounts, Mr. Speaker, the last audited account is 2-3 years ago. And within the 3 years, every year there is an inflation of more than 10%. So when you give an increment of say 500 or 200 million shillings on 7 billion, like mine in Siaya, you are actually giving nothing because, Mr. Speaker, when you talk of real money means the value of that money at that particular time. And Mr. Speaker, we cannot be saying that we are giving counties more money when in real fact, we are not giving them more money. We are just giving them the same money that we gave them last year because that increment that we give is consumed by inflation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I know that when we give this money, there are people, particularly the county assemblies, they are very uncomfortable with this oversight that you want to do. There is a confusion, Mr. Speaker, that the Senate wants to take over the role of oversight of the county assemblies. Mr. Speaker, that is far from the truth. We cannot just be allocating money to the counties, and we are expected not to monitor how that money is spent, Mr. Speaker. So there is a role which the assemblies play, and there is a big role for the Senate. And me, I have sat down with my county government, the executive, and told them our limit, where we are going to go. There are guidelines which have been given here, and those guidelines don't touch on the functions of the assemblies. Let the assemblies do their monitoring part, and let us also continue doing our monitoring part, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
Senator Dulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I sat in the mediation committee, but it was really hard for us as a Senate to convince National Assembly to give us more funding. And I think this is the only time that we have managed as a Senate actually to have an increment after the houses have actually passed the ceiling. Mr. Speaker, I remember over the years we used to increase the budget, but every time you will see that the governors throw us under the bus when it comes to allocation. I will support this particular bill, but with a very heavy heart as a senator for Isiolo County. Mr. Speaker, in this allocation, we have 400 million increase to Isiolo County. But it is really, really sad that we release the money and somebody sits at the county and says, I am not accountable to the Senate, or I'm not accountable to the senator for that county. The governor for Isiolo has been called before Health Committee yesterday with a summon, and he has actually refused to appear before the committee after issuing 2 summons. Where are we heading? Because we had those things 2013, 2014. But with time, the governors actually saw there is no need of us refusing to appear before Senate. Mr. Speaker, this is 21st century. As I'm talking here, we don't have a morgue in Isiolo County. And this requires only a cooling system. And that is what the governor was coming to actually explain. But he has refused. So I think, Mr. Speaker, as a House, we must have a solution to this. We cannot be lamenting forever. If I was given an opportunity today, I would have moved a motion to stop budget allocation or money allocated to Isiolo County. But I'll wait. Mr. Speaker, you can imagine where there is a deduction from a member of staff on NHIF. On loans, they are not remitted. Mr. Speaker, food to the patients in the hospital, pending bills are not paid. Ambulances, patients are told, can you fuel those ambulances? We don't have theaters within those 2 sub-counties of Isiolo we have. Mr.
Senator Mgatana.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this bill. Mr. Speaker, we have had a problem with release of funds to the counties. Mr. Speaker, every father, like yourself and myself, knows that the day your son or daughter goes out of the house and she or he is able to stand on his or her own feet and earn her own money and determine her own budget, that's the day we say the lady or the girl or the boy has become independent. Mr. Speaker, we have a treasury in Kenya that is only serving the purposes of the national government and nothing else. They don't listen when we make the necessary noise for counties to receive their monies on time. When we pass the schedules here, they don't listen. They don't do what we want. When we say money should follow the function, they don't do that. Mr. Speaker, I pray that this Senate will fight for the true independence of counties by fighting for a separate treasury that will ensure that when money is collected from the KRA, following the formula that is agreed, there is an automatic separation in terms of deposits so that we create two separate consolidated funds. One goes to the national, the other one remains for the counties, so that we never again have delays. And Mr. Speaker, this is going to be a legacy for this House. If we are able to fight for financial independence of counties by having, even in the interim, a sub-registry, a sub-treasury that deals specifically with county, Mr. Speaker, we will be able to ensure proper and smooth flow of funds to the county. Mr. Speaker, I beg to support. Thank you.
Senator Kajwang. Yes, Senator.
My apologies, also speak on Kara. Thank you.
No, it's okay,
allocation.
Senator. You have nothing to add to this? Because this is Kara.
I have more additional allocations, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Good. So then I may call the mover to reply.
Next one. Tutasema kwa the next one.
Thank you.
Proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank all the members who have contributed to this bill, and the issues that have raised are very important. For instance, timely release of the equitable share by the Exchequer. This cuts across all the counties. My own county, Mombasa, has not received any funds since March this year. And I agree with the proposal by Senator Ososi that whenever there is a delay, the CS should be summoned before this House and explain why there has been a delay. Honorable Speaker, some of the counties are squarely dependent on the equitable share because their own source revenues have not been developed to such an extent that they'll be self-sufficient. Number two, the issue of prudent use of resources. Honorable Speaker, in the last few months, there has been a debate on the issue of exorbitant legal fees that are facing our counties. Most of the monies that are supposed to go to development are being channeled to payment of legal fees, especially external advocates that are being hired to deal with those issues. Honorable Speaker, budget absorption also is a critical problem. We have seen in the last report by the Control of Budget, several counties, including Mombasa, has failed to absorb their funds in accordance with their procurement plans. Finally, Mr. Speaker, there has been overemphasis on issuance of bursaries at the expense of our ECD mandate and also the village polytechnic. Some counties don't even have a single village polytechnic, yet they spend millions on bursaries that are already catered for by the CDF. Finally, Mr. Speaker, pending bills have also not been paid, and I think there was a report by the Finance Committee on this critical subject. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 66.3, I request that the putting of the question on this motion be referred so as to allow debate on order number 10 in this order paper of this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Indeed, the putting of the question is deferred. Clerk, proceed to call the order number 10.
Order number 10, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, second reading.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Finance and Budget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move for the SIGA, that is the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill 2024. And Mr. Speaker, allow me to start really by thanking all the committee members who have been very, very dedicated to their role and mandate as far as finance and budget is concerned. Additional allocation is very critical, is very key, and as you know, as per the PFM Act, all the timelines as per PFM Act are very key, Mr. Speaker, and that's why today we are here on a special sitting. Let me start by saying that the bill provides for transfer of both conditional and unconditional allocations from the national government share of revenue and from development partners, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, it's good to note, and the House to note, that the total additional allocation amounts for financial year 2024-2025 amounts to 55.45 billion, Mr. Speaker. And some of these allocations include 8.2 billion that is on total allocation from the national government, from the equitable share. We also have conditional allocation on the RMLF, which amounts to 10.5 billion. We also have unconditional allocation, that is the 20% on the minerals, amounting to 1 billion. And finally, the 35.6 billion, which is grants and loans from the development partners, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in this allocation condition of the SIGA, we have 4 schedules, and the first schedule is onto the allocations, especially when we pushed the Committee of Finance, we did push for the headquarters to be allocated their funds, the 5 key headquarters, starting with the county of Isiolo, the county of Tharaka Nithi, the county of Nyandarua, Lamu, and Tana River, Mr. Speaker, which totaled to 445 million. We also did the allocation for the KIPES for the 18 counties amounting to 4.5 billion, Mr. Speaker. The CHPs amounting to 3.234 billion, and transfer for the museum function, which amounted to the 30 million, Mr. Speaker. The second schedule, Mr. Speaker, has actually also outlined the issue of the road maintenance fuel levy, which amounts to the 10.5 billion. The third schedule, Mr. Speaker, as I've said, it's on the minerals. And the fourth schedule, Mr. Speaker, is more on the grants and the loans that the different partners. And most of these partners, Mr. Speaker, are ranging from the Danida grants, the Kenya Informal, that is KISIP, Emergency Locust, and the FLOCA monies, Mr. Speaker. And just to mention, on the, as far as FLOCA is concerned, it was in our notability during our discussions with the stakeholders, that is the National Treasury, as we noted that Nairobi County and Mombasa County have not been able to submit their conditional frameworks so as to be able to receive these funds. But the other counties have been able to adhere to the frameworks that are supposed to be adhered to as per the conditions of the development partners, and they have been able to receive their funds. Mr. Speaker, apart from the 400 billion that we've allocated under CARA, we have the 55.45 billion under SIGA. This gives us a total of 455 billion to the county governments. What I want to urge the different county governments is to focus not only on development, but also on the animal called the pending bills animal, Mr. Speaker. This has been there for the longest. Our people are suffering. We have given monies to the counties. Governors are not paying. They are playing politics. Governors, like the governor of Nairobi County, is much more focusing on local and international travel and like giving services and development to the people of this city. And that's why we need to change the chairmanship. Mr. Speaker, some of the observations that we were able to come across as the committee, we came across the issue of the proposed allocation for World Bank, which was supposed to be 10.6 billion, and it was revised to 10.4 billion, Mr. Speaker. Also, from the State Department of Agriculture, inclusion of the conditional grant from the government of Sweden for Kenya agricultural business development amounting to 733 million. For this grant, county governments are meant to receive 560.1. That is also what we noted. We also noted, Mr. Speaker, different amounts that have been allocated by the different partners. as they have been still stipulated in the bill itself, whereby I'm sure members have been able to see the different amounts. I don't need to go to the different amounts that we were able to note as a committee, the different allocations that were adjusted, Mr. Speaker. Our recommendations as a committee, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, the committee recommended that the Senate approves the bill with the following amendments, and I believe we'll be able to get to the amendments. That is amendment of the clause 4.2 of the bill to delete the phrase. Also, the first schedule, we agreed the 78.2 million for the headquarters, Mr. Speaker, to be issued to the county of Nyandarua, because the other counties, I believe, they have been able to exhaust their share, Mr. Speaker. With those many and few remarks, Mr. Speaker, allow me to appreciate the office of this Professor Ndongo, CS Treasury, for their great input, CRA for their great input, the Housing Department, Mr. Speaker, and the different stakeholders that we were able to have. Mr. Speaker, also, we were able to give additional allocation to the different county assemblies. Over 15 county assemblies were able to be in a committee for the last 2 weeks, and we've been able also to make adjustment ceilings for the different county assemblies. With those many few remarks, I do beg Senior Dr. Boni Alwale to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this bill for the enactment in this Parliament to provide for additional allocation to the county governments for the year 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What is the point of order? Senate Majority Leader.
Sorry, Speaker. The Deputy Speaker is distracting me.
What is your issue?
My issue on Standing Order 111, Mr. Speaker.
So allow me to propose the question.
Oh, sorry. That's why I said the Deputy Speaker should have stayed where he was.
Now, honorable senators, before I propose the question, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon, visiting youths from Homa Bay County, Young Future Movement. The delegation comprises 17 youths who are in the Senate for a one-day study visit. Honorable senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming guests to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I will allow the Senator for Homa Bay to extend word of welcome. That should be done under 1 minute. No speeches, Senator.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I join you in welcoming the delegation from Homa Bay, and today they will watch as we allocate 10 billion Kenya shillings to Homa Bay County. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I now proceed to propose the question, which is that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, be now read a second time. What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 111.1 in pursuant to the motion that we had moved earlier on limitation of debate and had made a request to the House. But for emphasis and maybe for those who are not in the House, allow me to repeat, Mr. Speaker, that we have such a heavy order paper today filled up with so much agenda. And at that point, we had requested, Mr. Speaker, that contributions be limited to 3 minutes. If you can indulge us further, Mr. Speaker, I'd wish to request that we drop that to 2.5 minutes. Mr. Speaker, because it is... Anyway, Mr. Speaker, I am willing to be persuaded to 3 minutes, so long as we stick to the earlier arrangement. Senator Kajuang was not in the House. It was that people either speak to Kara or Kaga. Now this is an additional allocation, Mr. Speaker. Perhaps we give precedence to those who had not spoken, so that preferably by 4:30 we have almost 5 committees of the whole, Mr. Speaker, and each of those bills has amendments.
Mr. Speaker, and I know Senator Moses Kajwang is on the 7 p.m. flight to Mombasa, and I'm corrected that it is 6:30, and he has duties awaiting him from tonight until the end of the session. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it will serve him well if he saves time so that he can catch his flight early.
So, honorable senators, do we therefore have a consensus that we limit debate 3 minutes per senator speaking, and priority be given to those who did not make an intervention on the previous order? Senator Onyonka. Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm a proud senator today because today the Senate is going to allocate 10 billion and 2 million Kenya shillings to Homa Bay County. Mr. Speaker, this amount is made up of an equitable share of 8.4 billion, an allocation to community health promoters of 88 million, an allocation to the road maintenance levy fund of 177 million, and loans and grants of 1.29 billion. Mr. Speaker, if we add the expected on-source revenue collection, and I'm very proud that Homa Bay has also breached the 1 billion Kenya shilling mark when it comes to on-source revenue, Homa Bay will have available for development 11 billion Kenya shillings. Out of that, Mr. Speaker, the Assembly will be allocated 967 million because the ceilings have been captured in the legal instruments that we've been considering. That's an approximately 24 million shillings per ward. Mr. Speaker, there is no reason why development should not happen in Homa Bay. There is no reason why oversight at the primary level should not happen in Homa Bay with 24 million shillings per ward. Mr. Speaker, we as a Senate, we will live up to our role of ensuring that secondary oversight happens in the event that the people on the ground are not able to do what they're supposed to do. Mr. Speaker, finally, I have not seen the allocations for FLOCA in this particular bill. It has been referred to, but we are not getting visibility on FLOCA. Mr. Speaker, if we added the FLOCA allocations, then perhaps Homa Bay would be getting something close to 10.3 billion Kenya shillings. We will support the governors to put in place the right policies, but ultimately they are the chief executive officers who must take responsibility for the development initiatives and the outcomes in their various areas. Finally, Mr. Speaker, we must move from this post-mortem approach to a proactive analysis of performance, looking at value for money in our county governments. For 10 years, we have been doing post-mortem. And when we retreat, Mr. Speaker, later on this week in Mombasa, I'll be sharing with senators the plans we have to ensure that we start looking at the most current financial statements. But it is not just the financial statements that we must look at. Mr. Speaker, we must look at outcomes when it comes to health, when it comes to roads, when it comes to urbanization. And we must insist that county governments must align their budgets to the criteria.
Order, honorable senators. May the senator for Homa Bay be heard.
Mr. Speaker, we must insist that each county government must do an allocation in their budget that is aligned to the formula for revenue allocation that this House passed. Mr. Speaker, people are talking of 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 man, 1 kilometer, or 1 man, 1 vote. That is already there in the formula that this House passed. What we need to see is greater alignment to that formula. We said a certain percentage must go to health.
Senator Karungo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to support this bill. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud senator today, a proud senator of Kiambu County, because today we are passing 2 laws that are giving more money to the county of Kiambu. The County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Mr. Speaker, that has added over 480 million shillings to Kiambu County, Mr. Speaker. And this one, which is now County Government Additional Allocation Bill, that has added 2.5 billion to Kiambu County, Mr. Speaker. That is to say, today, Kiambu will be getting 15.2 billion Kenya shillings, Mr. Speaker. I'm happy that we have been able to discuss this and agree with other senators that these monies need to be taken to counties. And now is to urge the county government of Kiambu and other counties to utilize this money with diligence, Mr. Speaker, because this money, even if we say it comes from the national government, it comes from the pockets of the citizens of this great republic, Mr. Speaker. So they must use this money knowing that it is the Wanjikos, it is everyone who has been deducted this amount of money so that they can develop these counties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have noted that we have an additional allocation of about 335 million Kenyan shillings for Kiambu County as road maintenance fuel levy. I would want to caution this House, Mr. Speaker, and to bring to the attention of this House, Mr. Speaker, the Roads and Transportation Department, led by CS Murkomen, is trying to go behind or hiding behind the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, by trying to say that this amount should never be taken to the counties. They have actually come up with a formula to say 22% plus 10% will be going to Kera, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I urge this House, if we pass this law today, that is this county government additional allocation bill, it is going to undo what that department is trying to do, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, it's good to know, as the chairman of the Roads and Transportation Committee, I'll be bringing a bill, that is the roads bill, Mr. Speaker, that is going to disband Kera, so that all these monies that goes to Kera should be going to the counties, Mr. Speaker. The MPs have no business constructing roads that are meant for a county government. We need these monies to be going to the county government. And that is the 22%.
Senator Asa Boy.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi nipatie fursa niweze kuchangia hii bill. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi leo ninafurahi sana kwa sababu maseneta wenzangu sisi huko nje kwenye nyanjani kwetu, watu wengi sana huuliza kazi ya seneta ni kazi gani? Kazi ya seneta ni kazi gani? Leo ndio kazi ya seneta inatambulikana katika nchi hii ya Kenya kwamba leo maseneta wamefanya kazi na tumeongeza pesa katika kaunti zetu. Pili, napenda pia kuwaambia maseneta wenzangu kwa sababu huko nyanjani kwenye mashinani kwetu, wananchi watukufu wa nchi yetu wengi sana huwa wanasema seneta kazi yake ni nini? Mbona seneta ajengi barabara? Mbona seneta ajengi shule? Mbona seneta toi basari? Kazi ya seneta kubwa ni kuhakikisha kwamba kaunti yake inapata pesa, kuhakikisha kwamba miradi yote inaendelea vizuri katika kaunti, ndio kazi kubwa sana ya seneta. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi naunga mkono hii bill kwa sababu kaunti yangu ya Kwale imeongezeka mgao wake, imepata zaidi milioni 400, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo naunga mkono hii bill. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Seki.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also want to join the colleague senators to agree on the bill before us on the county additional allocation bill on 2024-2025 that has an additional of 55.4 billion to counties. And I want to say that I'm very happy because I'm also joining to see that my county has an additional of 1 billion on the county allocation revenue bill and more than 300 million on the additional allocation bill. This means we have a lot of money that's going to county governments in areas of share of revenue, to have to complement on issues of KIPES, which my county also has received, is to receive 250 million as the county of Kajiado. I really want to, Honorable Speaker, want to agree on these figures and want to support this bill because it will really help the county governments to increase their even revenue, to allocate more money, to take more developments to our counties. And I want to just do a small additional on what has been said on the 20% of share of minerals and royalties. Honorable Speaker, the 20% that has been provided has almost an additional of 1 billion. But I want to say this is just on the 20%. The 10% that has been given by the law, the minerals bill, is that the 10% that is supposed to go to counties is yet to be appropriated. I would really want to urge the committees, the Committee of the Finance, to push for the Ministry of Minerals to give county government, particularly county communities, the 10% that is being held in national government, because it is really bringing a lot of issues down there in the communities. Communities are not getting that money, and it is there in the national government, and stakeholders and industries are also paying that money to national government. So the 10% is what I would really urge, that the ministry should have a structure and a policy or regulation that will give the 10% to go to the communities. Otherwise, I want to support the bill. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Githuku.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipatia hii fursa. Naomba Mheshimiwa Spika niweze kuungana na wenzangu katika kupongeza bunge hili la Senate kwa sababu ya kazi nzuri ambayo imefanyika mwaka huu. Mheshimiwa Spika, gatuzi zetu halina kitu ya kuweza kuweka kama kikwazo Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu tumeshawapatia pesa Mheshimiwa Spika ambazo zitawezesha governors wetu kuweza kufanya kazi ambayo wanastahili kufanya, ili wananchi wa county tofauti tofauti Mheshimiwa Spika waweze kupata manufaa. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika kaunti ya Lamu Mheshimiwa Spika tumepata mgao wa zaidi ya milioni 300 Mheshimiwa Spika, ambazo zitawezesha kaunti ya Lamu kuweza kupata maendeleo. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, tunapoongea sasa Mheshimiwa Spika, governor wa kaunti ya Lamu hana sababu ya kuweza kuequip hospitali zetu na madawa ya kutosha. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukienda katika ECD classes ambazo Mheshimiwa Spika kwa muda mrefu katika kaunti ya Lamu ziko katika hali ambayo si hali mzuri, hakuna tena sababu ya kuweka zile ECD classes katika hali ambayo ni hali tata. Mheshimiwa Spika, tukiingia katika masuala ya kilimo, ambayo kilimo pia ni jambo ambalo ni kitega uchumi cha wakazi wengi wa kaunti ya Lamu. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kuona kama senator wa sehemu hiyo kwamba kilimo kimeweza kuimarishwa katika kaunti ya Lamu, kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Spika, pesa za kutosha zimeweza kwenda katika gatuzi la Lamu, na sasa Mheshimiwa Spika, tunatarajia kuona mambo makubwa na manufaa na maendeleo ya watu wa kaunti ya Lamu. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa ni support bill hii na niseme kwamba imekuja kwa wakati unaofaa, na sasa ni wakati wa kufanyia wananchi wetu kazi ambao wametuweka katika gatuzi tofauti tofauti. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, naunga mkono.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I rise to support this bill, Honorable Speaker, there are some 12 counties in Kenya that, even though we have raised the equitable revenue from 385 billion to 400 billion, Honorable Speaker, they will continue paying salaries instead of doing development for our people, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the 12 counties, including even Lamu, where Honorable Githuku has just spoken, most of the time what they do, Honorable Speaker, is just to pay salaries. You can imagine you allocate, like Elgeyo-Marakwet County is getting an additional 300 million in the next financial year, Honorable Speaker, from 4.8. These 300 additional, Honorable Speaker, will basically go to salary increase, because every 1st of July of every financial year, Honorable Speaker, all salaries are increased by a certain percentage. So it means this small marginal increase will not even go to help in doing development, Honorable Speaker. Because you can imagine you spend 4 billion to pay salaries and expenses, and then 1 billion to to do development. Honorable Speaker, this is not fair as the 12 counties come next year when we are doing the 4th round of revision of the formula, Honorable Speaker, we will propose that at least each county should get 6 billion so that they can do some meaningful development, Honorable Speaker, because in the next 20 years, some counties would look like Kenya and Singapore. 1972, they were at the same level. But now Singapore is very far, and Kenya, we are still where we were because of being marginalized, Honorable Speaker. Most senators here are very happy. Nairobi County, I've heard Kiambu County, that they have got an additional 2 billion, 1.5 billion, while some of us are getting below 300 billion, Honorable Speaker. This is unfair. Honorable Speaker, on source revenue, Honorable Speaker, we want these counties to have a unified system so that they don't have leakages in terms of revenue. There are some counties where they have leakages of revenue and they don't declare all what they collect, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we also need to discuss and have a discussion with our counterparts in National Assembly. National Assembly, the last audited accounts they're using to face the 15% that are going to the counties about 3 years ago, Honorable Speaker. They need to speed up. And I agree with colleagues who have said we need to make CDF also on the last audited accounts so that they can speed up, Honorable Speaker. And then, Honorable Speaker, on the
Senator Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this bill, which I support. Mr. Speaker, anybody who stands has no choice but to support these bills. The Senate over the years has been struggling to try and persuade the country, the executive, the National Assembly to actually pass on or ensure that adequate funds are allocated to counties in order to deliver on their functions. Mr. Speaker, we still are struggling on this issue, but I'd like to commend the Mediation Committee for the effort that you have made, but would like to ask, Mr. Speaker, that as a Senate, it is time we think out of the box on how we can help to ensure that devolution is actually implemented fully. Mr. Speaker, my suggestion is this. 14 years after the promulgation of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, I'm suggesting that the Senate create an intergovernmental mechanism. Because we don't participate in the summit, we need to create a conversation between the Senate and the ministry charged with devolution, which is the Office of Deputy President currently, to ensure that we start discussing some of these things. Mr. Speaker, the reason I say so much funds or so many functions or parts of functions are still held by the national government. And Mr. Speaker, if the Senate wants to be seen to do its job, it is time the Senate came up with a mechanism of how we can oversight national government on the way they are carrying out the functions that belong to counties, which they are still holding on. It means that for as long as parastatals like Kura and Kera are still in place, they need to be under the oversight of the Senate because they are carrying out county functions. We need to be able to ask the Ministry of Health, whatever they are holding, how much of that money, if it is going towards county function, is being shared in an equitable manner so that every county is benefiting from these funds. So we need to stop whining and only focusing on oversight over counties and follow the money that belongs to counties at the national government and come up with a mechanism where we can actually hold the national government accountable. We must be able to periodically call the CS Treasury here to give us how much, a breakdown on how he's ensuring equitable share.
Senator Murango.
Asante sana mstahiki Spika, na mimi ningetaka kujiunga na wenzangu kuunga mkono mswada ulio mbele yetu siku ya leo, nafurahi kusema ya kwamba nikiangalia pesa ambazo zinaenda kwa county ya Kirinyaga ambayo mimi ni senator, ni kwamba wako na nyongeza kubwa sana katika mwaka huu. Naona kwamba katika mgao wa kawaida wako na zaidi ya bilioni 5. Conditional grants wako na milioni 36. Na tukiangalia mwaka uliopita ambao walipata bilioni 5.4, sasa hii naona watapata bilioni 6.8. Mstahiki Speaker, katika nyongeza ya mwaka huu ya pesa, ningetaka kuona hospitali zenye zimekuwa kwa muda hazijamaliziwa kujengwa zijengwe. Ningependa kuona hospitali zahanati ya Kiandieri, Kiaritha, Ngoka, Gatwe zote zikifanya kazi kwa sababu watu wetu wanaumia. Ningetaka kuona miundo msingi, ningetaka kuona daraja kama zile za Kibukore ambazo zilijengwa na county na mbao, imewekwa chuma ili watoto wetu wawe na usalama wakati wanavuka kwenda na kurudi shuleni. Ningependa kuona madawa katika hospitali zetu. Ningependa nikiuliza swali nijibiwe kama seneta, kwa sababu saa hii tuko pamoja wakati tunatafuta pesa, lakini wakati tunapeleka pesa mashinani huwa tunachukuliwa kama tingatinga ambao linatengeneza barabara, ikiisha inabebwa isiharibu barabara. Ningependa mstahiki Speaker, wale ambao wanja lipwa pesa zao ambao wakandarasi walifanya kazi katika kaunti ya Kirinyaga waweze kulipwa pesa zao, wengine vitu zao zimeuzwa na mandalali ili waweze kurudisha maisha yao ikiwa sawa. Ningependa nione pesa ambao za basari ambao zinapewa wanafunzi wetu imeongezeka ili waweze kupewa pesa ambao inaweza kufanya waende shuleni. Mstahiki Speaker, seneta kazi yake kubwa ni hii tunafanya siku ya leo, kuangalia kwamba county wanapata pesa zao. Sisi ni kama mbamba ambayo anaenda anarudisha mkate katika county, watoto waweze kupikiwa na kula. Ningeuliza mangavana wote wa Kenya nzima, pesa tumezileta, zipikeni na muhakikisha kwamba zimefikia wale wananchi ambao sisi tumewatumikia. Tunaweza kuwa sitapeana basari moja kwa moja, inaweza kuwa sitafanya maendeleo moja kwa moja, lakini tumehusika pakubwa kuhakikisha kwamba pesa zimefikia wananchi. Asante sana Mstahiki Speaker.
Senator Faki, what is your intervention?
I note that it is now 4:30. I beg that the mover replies. Thank you.
Senator Faki, you're not qualified to move that request because you've spoken to just confirm with the handset. Now, honorable senators, can we have order, please? Now, we need to dispense with the intervention by the senator for Mombasa. And therefore, I will proceed to put the question. Is that the mover be called to reply? So as many as of that opinion, say aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. May the mover proceed to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to really do appreciate all the colleagues for their wonderful contributions, and also on behalf of the Secretariat for Finance and Budget led by their clerk, really want to appreciate the team and the colleague senators in the Finance and Budget Committee. Mr. Speaker, I noted that Senator for Homa Bay had mentioned about the flocker funds, and I want to clarify and mention that Senator Boni, silence, I want to mention that the reason the funds for FLOCA are not in the schedule is because they are going to be awarded depending on the performance of those counties. That is why the space is blank, but we note as a committee, and it was polite to reply. And I want to urge all senators, we've given monies, kindly do the oversight. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, we shall move to division. And at this juncture, allow me to request the Sergeant at Arms to ring the division bell for 5 minutes.
Well, that is the division bell currently underway. And this is with regards to the county government's additional allocations bill, Senate Bill number 19 of 2024, a bill that is at its second reading stage on the floor of the Senate. And this is a bill that seeks to make provisions for the transfer of conditional allocations from national government's share of revenue and from development partners to the county governments for the financial year 2024. Just before that division bell, senators were considering this bill. Remember, it comes along the county allocation of revenue bill, bill number 25 of 2024. This is a bill that looks at the allocation of monies within the county governments, and the county governments in the county allocation of revenue shareable amount is 400.1 billion shillings. But in addition to that comes the county government's additional allocation bill, which will see counties receive more than or an extra amount compared to what has been given in the county allocation of revenue bill, commonly referred to as CARA. And we have seen members participate in this particular bill, with the majority expressing gratitude for that particular allocation, mostly indicating that it is an increase with regards to what was allocated to them in the last financial year. Of course, calls have been made to the county government bosses, those are governors, to ensure that the monies that are being allocated, remember, this is a mandate that has been bestowed to the Senate. This is according to the Constitution, that the Senate will be seeing the workings and performances of the county governments in terms of oversight, as well as allocation of monies for the running of the county governments. So calls have been made to the governors to be able to ensure that the money is put into prudent use, to focus or allocate the monies on various sectors that are still lagging behind in terms of development in the county governments or in their devolved units. Remember, this is for the allocation of the 2024-2025 financial year. And of course, ahead of the budget, then these are steps that need to be taken for that money to be released once the financial year starts, and for the members to be able to, or rather for the county governments to be able to function with the allocations. That is the division bell underway. Remember, it is the county government's additional allocations, with the members set to take a vote on that. Allow me to hand you over to this process.
Sergeant at Arms, you may now proceed to close the door and draw the bar. Now, order, honorable senators, majority leader. We'll proceed with division on order number 9 and 10. So clerk, please proceed to call those orders.
Order number 9, the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024, second reading.
Honorable senators, I now put the question that the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024, be now read a second time. Now, honorable senators, voting will be done electronically. So at this juncture, kindly remove your logout. And Sergeant at Arms, just pick all those unattended. Senator Fernandi. Sergeant at Arms, kindly proceed to pick the unattended cards. Senator from Migori, you may proceed to take a seat. Sergeant at Arms, if you're done, kindly give me a signal so that we proceed to the next step. I had allowed 1 minute for those notorious senators to find their space and take a seat, so they are excused. Sergeant at Arms, have you? Good. Honorable senators, you may now log back into the delegate unit and proceed to vote, either by pressing yes, no, or you may abstain. Proceed. Senator Manzo and Wafula, Senator. Senator for Bungoma, take your seat. Now the results of the division are as follows. Nays 0, abstention 0, ayes 31. So the ayes have it. Next order.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the equitable allocation of revenue raised nationally among the county governments for the 2024-2025 financial year, the responsibilities of national and county governments pursuant to such allocation and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, second reading.
Honorable Senators, I proceed to put the question that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, be now read a second time. You may proceed to vote. Senator Isaboy and Senator Lelegwe, kindly approach the dispatch and proceed to vote. Senator Lelegwe, proceed to vote at the dispatch. Order, honorable senators, please take your seats. The results of the division are as follows. Ayes at 32, nays at 0, and abstention at 0. So the ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the additional allocations to county governments for the 2024-2025 financial year, the responsibilities of national government and county governments pursuant to such allocation and for connected purposes.
Sergeant at times kindly proceed to open the doors and withdraw the bar. Next order. Okay. Clerk, proceed to call the next order, please.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole, consideration of the National Assembly amendments to the County Licensing Uniform Procedures Bill, Senate Bill number 9 of 2022. Order number 12, Committee of the Whole, the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. Order number 13, Committee of the Whole, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024. Order number 14, Committee of the Whole, the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024. Order number 15, Committee of the Whole, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024.
Honorable members, we can resume our seats. Honorable members, let's now go back to the Committee of the Whole. We are going to consider the National Assembly Amendment to the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022. Members, we have quite a number of clauses that we are going to navigate through. We will thereafter, upon going through all the clauses, go to division. Order members, Senator Murango, Senator Seki, Senator Lelengwe, please resume your seats. Senator Eddy.
National Assembly Amendment to Clause 2.
Honorable members, I call upon the mover, the chairperson, Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism, Senator Seki, to move.
I propose ni wapi ni
Senator Seki, kindly approach the top, please. Senator Dulo, Majority Leader, kindly, let's be in order. Senator Seki, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I want to move the amendments as per the order paper on the County Licensing and Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bill number 9 of 2022. Honorable Chair, we interacted as a committee on a number of clauses and amendments from the National Assembly, and the entire committee accepted with the amendments as per the order paper. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 2 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 2 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to Clause 4.
Honorable members, I call upon the mover, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism to move.
I hereby request that the amendments be approved as per the order paper.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 4 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 4 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to Clause 5.
I call upon the mover, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism to move.
Chair, I propose the amendments of Clause 5 be approved as per the order paper.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 5 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 5 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to Clause 7.
I call upon, that should be Clause 6. National Assembly amendment to Clause 6. I call upon the mover, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism to move.
I propose the amendments.
Senator Seki, you move.
I move,
yes.
The amendments of Clause 6 as proposed by the order paper.
I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 6 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 6 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to Clause 7.
Senator Seki, please proceed to move the proposed amendment.
I move the amendment of Clause 7 as read in the order paper.
Honorable Senators, I now propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 7 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 7 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to Clause 9.
Senator Seki, proceed to move the proposed amendment.
I propose to move the amendments to Clause 9 as proposed by the order paper.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 9 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to Clause 9 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to Clause 10.
Senator Seki, proceed to move the proposed amendment.
I propose to move the amendments to clause 10 as proposed by the order paper.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 10 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 10 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to clause 11.
Honorable Senator Seki, proceed to move the proposed amendment.
I propose to move the amendments to clause 11 as proposed in the order paper.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 11 of the bill be approved, and I put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 11 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to clause 14.
Honorable Senator Seki, proceed to move the proposed amendment to clause 14.
I propose to move the amendments to clause 14 as proposed in the order paper.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 14 of the bill be approved, and put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 14 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to clause 15.
Senator Seki, move the proposed amendment.
I propose to move the amendments to clause 15 as read in the order paper.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 15 of the bill be approved, and put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 15 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to clause 17.
Chairperson Trade, proceed to move the proposed amendment.
I propose to move the amendments to clause 17 as proposed in the order paper.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 17 of the bill be approved, and put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 17 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to clause 20.
Chairperson Trade.
I propose to amend the amendments to clause 20 as proposed in the order paper.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 20 of the bill be approved, and put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 20 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to clause 24.
Senator Seki, move the proposed amendment.
I propose to amend the amendments to clause 24 as proposed in the order paper.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 24 of the bill be approved, and put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 24 of the bill be approved. Division at the end.
National Assembly amendment to clause 29.
Chairperson Trade Committee, proceed to move the proposed amendment.
I propose to move the amendments to clause 29 as proposed in the order paper.
I now propose the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 29 of the bill be approved, and put the question that the National Assembly amendment to clause 29 of the bill be approved. Division will be at the end. We are done with the report on National Assembly amendment to the county licensing uniform procedure, but for the convenience of the House, we will proceed immediately to deal with the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. Senator Fatuma Dulo, please approach the chair. Honorable Senators, we are now ready to consider the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. We have also several clauses that we will proceed to amend.
Clause 2.
Honorable Chairperson, Standing Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, Clause 2, I propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Standing Committee on JLAC, Senator Dulo.
Chair, I propose that Clause 2 be part of the bill.
Senator Dulo, you're moving the proposed amendments. So you move the proposed amendments to Clause 2.
Chair, I propose that Clause 2 of the bill be amended by deleting the proposed new subsection 5, substituting therefore the following new subsection 5, where it comes to the attention of the committee that a cabinet secretary responsible for regulation making authority has failed to submit a statutory instrument in accordance with subsection 1, the committee may, by the resolution, require the cabinet secretary to publish a notice in the Gazette within 7 days from the date of the resolution to the effect that the statutory instrument is a nullity, and B, submit the published notice to Parliament. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that Clause 2 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that Clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 3.
Clause 3, I propose the question that Clause 3 be deleted. I call upon the Chairperson JLAC to move the proposed amendment.
Chair, I propose that the clause be amended as in the order paper.
Honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 3 be deleted, and I put the question that Clause 3 be deleted. Division at the end.
Clause 4.
Clause 4, honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 4 be deleted. Call upon the Chairperson Legal Committee to move.
Chair, I propose Clause 4 be amended as in the order paper. Thank you.
Honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 4 be deleted and put the question that Clause 4 be deleted. Division at the end.
Clause 5.
Clause 5, honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 5 be part of the bill and call upon the mover, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights to move.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that the bill be amended by deleting Clause 5 and substituting, therefore, the following new Clause 5. The Principal Act is amended by deleting Section 19, substituting, therefore, the following new subsection 19. The requirements is that where Parliament has adopted a report on a resolution that a statutory instrument be annulled. Mr. Speaker, Chair, the instrument shall stand annulled, and B, the clerk of the relevant house shall publish the annulment in the Parliament website and shall convey the resolution of the house to the regulation making authority. And number 2, upon receipt of the communication from the clerk, in accordance with the section, the regulation making authority shall publish the annulment in the Gazette within 14 days. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Chair.
I now propose the question that Clause 5 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that Clause 5 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 6.
In clause 6, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill and call upon the chairperson, Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights to move.
Chair, I propose clause 6 be amended as in the order paper. I thank you.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 6 be deleted, and I put the question that clause 6 be deleted. Division at the end.
Clause 7.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill and call upon Chairperson, Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights to move.
Chair, I propose the bill be amended by deleting clause 7 and substituting therefore the following new clause. Section 24 of the Principal Act is amended in subsection 5 by deleting the words 20,000 shillings appearing immediately after the words penalty, not exceeding, and substituting therefore the words 1 million shilling. I thank you.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, and I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable members, we now move to the next bill, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024. Senator Fatuma Dulo, could you please approach the chair?
So inform senators that we're in the committee of the whole for the independent, and we can start canvassing the clauses.
So, honorable members, we are now in the committee of the whole on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024. We shall start to consider the amendments to the various clauses.
Clause 3.
Clause 3, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill and call upon the chairperson, Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights to move the proposed amendment. Senator Fatuma Dulo.
Chair, I propose that the bill be amended by deleting clause 3 and substituting therefore the following new clause. Section 6 of the Principal Act is amended in subsection 2C by deleting the introductory clause and substituting therefore the following new clause. C has proven knowledge and at least 10 years experience in any of the following fields, and B by inserting the following new subparagraphs immediately after subparagraph 6. Roman 7, Information and Communication Technology, and Roman 8, Accounting. I thank you.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 4, 5, and 6.
Honorable senators, I propose the question that clauses 4, 5 part of the bill, and I put the question that clauses 4, 5, and 6 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 7.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill and call upon the chairperson, Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights to move the amendment.
Chair, I propose the bill be amended in the proposed new A, Section 24 B5 by inserting the words "in each House of Parliament" immediately after the words "Parliamentary Committee." Section 24B6, Roman 1 by inserting the words "in each House of Parliament" immediately after the words "Parliamentary Committee." And Roman 2 by deleting the words "the National Assembly" appearing immediately after the words "the report in," and substituting therefore the words "the respective House of Parliament." Section 24B, subsection 7, by inserting the words "and the Senate" immediately after the words "the National Assembly." Section 24B, subsection 8, by inserting the words "and the Senate" immediately after the words "the National Assembly." And Section 24B, subsection 9, by inserting the words "or the Senate" immediately after the words "the National Assembly." Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Dulo. We had a further amendment to clause 7 that ought to have been moved by Senator Sotsi, and in his absence, honorable members, that further amendment is hereby dropped. I therefore propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 9.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. This is similarly an amendment that the mover is supposedly Senator Godfrey Otsotsi. In his absence, therefore, this particular proposal for amendment is dropped. Proceed.
Clauses 10 and 11.
I propose the question that clauses 10 and 11 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clauses 10 and 11 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill, and I call upon the chairperson, Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights, to move the proposed amendment.
I propose amendment to clause 2, A, by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph E. G, in the definition of the word parliamentary committee by inserting the words "and Senate" immediately after the words "the National Assembly." And B, in paragraph F, in the proposed new definition of the word parliamentary party by inserting the words "and Senate" immediately after the words "the National Assembly." I thank you.
I now propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The title and clause 1.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, and I put the question that the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable members, we are done with the Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill. We are proceeding to the next bill, which is the contribution. We're proceeding to the Committee of the Whole on the bill, the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024.
So we only have two amendments to the schedule. First and second schedule. The mover of the amendments will be the Vice Chairperson, Finance and Budget, Senator Committee.
Honorable members, with regards to the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024, we only have two amendments, and we will proceed to consider those proposals.
Clauses 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
I propose the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
The first schedule.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the first schedule of the bill be part of the bill and call upon the chairperson standing committee on finance and budget to move the proposed amendments.
Mr. Chair, I beg to move that the first schedule be deleted and submitted with a new schedule as indicated in the order paper. This is because what we had passed for the financial year 2024-2025 was 415.9 billion, but after resolution through the mediation committee, what was settled for financial year 24-25 is 400.16 billion.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the first schedule be amended as proposed and put the question that the first schedule be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The second schedule.
I propose the question that the second schedule be part of the bill and call upon the chairperson standing committee on finance and budget to move the proposed amendment.
Mr. Chair, I do beg to move that the second schedule be deleted and submitted with a new schedule as indicated in the order paper. This is because, Mr. Chair, the second schedule to the bill will be able to reflect the approved adjustments to the county government's recurrent expenditure ceilings for financial year 2024-2025.
I now propose the question that the second schedule be amended as proposed, and I put the question that the second schedule be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 2, the title and clause 1.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clause 2, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Division will be at the end. Honorable members, we are done with Committee of the Whole in the Bill County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024. We now move to a Committee of the Whole on the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024. Honorable members, we are now dealing with the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024. We have got 4 amendments to be moved, and we will proceed to deal with this particular bill.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 4.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill and call upon the mover, the chairperson standing committee on finance and budget, to move the proposed amendments.
Mr. Chair, I beg to move that clause 4 be amended as proposed in the order paper, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chair, this is to ensure that the law expressly states that all additional allocations, both conditional and unconditional, are included in respective county government appropriation bills, including all allocations for the supplement for county headquarters.
I propose the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 5.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill and call upon the mover, the chairperson standing committee on finance and budget, to move the proposed amendments.
Chair, I beg to move that the clause 5 be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I now propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 6, 7, and 8.
I propose the question that clause 6, clause 7, and clause 8 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clause 6, clause 7, and clause 8 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
The first schedule.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the first schedule be part of the bill and call upon the chairperson Standing Committee on Finance and Budget to move the proposed amendments.
Mr. Chair, I beg to move that the first schedule be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I propose the question that the first schedule be amended as proposed and put the question that the first schedule be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
The second schedule.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the second schedule be part of the bill, and I put the question that the second schedule be part of the bill. Division at the end.
The third schedule.
I propose the question that the third schedule be part of the bill and put the question that the third schedule be part of the bill. Division at the end.
The fourth schedule.
I propose the question that the fourth schedule be part of the bill and call upon the chairperson Standing Committee on Finance and Budget to move the proposed amendments.
Mr. Chair, I beg to move that the third schedule be amended as proposed in the order paper.
The fourth schedule.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the fourth schedule be amended as proposed in the order paper.
I now propose the question that the fourth schedule be amended as proposed, and I put the question that the fourth schedule be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 2, the title, and Clause 1.
I propose the question that Clause 2, the title, and Clause 1 be part of the bill, and I put the question that Clause 2, the title, and Clause 1 be part of the bill. Division at the end. Honorable members, we are now done with conversing the proposed amendments to the clauses, and we shall proceed to division. Division bell be rung for 5 minutes. Sergeant at Arms, proceed.
Unakakaa unaenda kambuzi kidogo tunakula usisahau bwana. Bas. Sawa. Si ndio? Tunachukua, si ndio?
Sasa kila mtu ndani tupige wewe. Hebu tuhesabu. Who is not in? Eddie yako wapi Sifuna? Eddie. Hebu mpigie. Pigia Eddie. We have how many in the house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Honorable members, we now have quorum to resume division, and we will go straight to divisions on the National Assembly amendment to the county. Honorable members. So we are proceeding to division on the National Assembly amendment to the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022. Now, honorable members, I directed the Sergeant at Arms to draw the bar and close the door. And members, I ask you to be a bit vigilant. We are reducing the time to facilitate you to vote from 60 seconds to 40 seconds to 30 seconds. So you proceed to be vigilant and appropriately vote within good time. Now, I put a question, honorable members. Senator Cherargei and Majority Leader, please resume your seats. I put the question that the National Assembly amendments to Clause 2, Clause 4, Clause 5, Clause 6, Clause 7, Clause 9, Clause 10, Clause 11, Clause 14, Clause 15, Clause 17, Clause 20, Clause 24, and 29 of the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022 be approved. You may now proceed to vote. Now, honorable members, in the interest of time, we will proceed to the next vote and thereafter report on the results of voting on all the 5 bills. So we will proceed to division on the statutory instrument amendment bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. And honorable members, I now propose and I now put the question to the effect that Clause 3, Clause 4, and Clause 6 of the bill be deleted. Honorable members, proceed to vote. Honorable members, proceed to vote on this particular clause. We still have got 3 more divisions on this particular bill, and we are proceeding to call clauses with amendments, and I put the question that Clause 2 Senator Wamatinga, please proceed to approach the chair.
Only chair. Maybe you can just actually vote this one. Yeah. Only chair. In statutory instruments, the first question.
So this one is okay?
That's fine. That's fine.
We can proceed?
We can.
Okay. Honorable members, we are proceeding to the next question, and be ready to cast your vote. I put the question that Clause 2, Clause 5, and Clause 7 be amended as proposed. Proceed to vote. Honorable members, whoever has not voted, please vote. Senator Abbas. Senator Abbas, please approach the chair. Up. Senator Samson Cherargei, please approach the chair. Approach the chair.
You ingine, the next statutory 27, no, there are 2 more. 29. There are 2 more.
Honorable members. Honorable members, kindly resume your seats so that we do not waste time. We are having difficulties with confirming who is not in and who is not in for purposes of voting. I request you to just spare the next few minutes so that we conclude on this business in the shortest time possible by settling down on your seats. We will now proceed to the question on all clauses, and I put the question that clause 2 as amended, 5 as amended, 7 as amended, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Honorable senators, you may proceed to vote. Senator Murigi.
Murugor, Senator Mungatana, the Deputy Speaker, to come.
The following senators to approach the chair: Senator Mungatana, Senator Murgor, and the Deputy Speaker, Senator Murungi. Senator Mungatana, please approach the chair. Senator Murgor, please approach the chair. The Deputy Speaker, Senator Kathuri, please approach the chair. Honorable members, we are now proceeding to the last, that is honorable members, we are going to the third division on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024. And I now put the question on clauses with amendments, that clause 3, clause 7, as proposed by the chairperson, and clause 2 be amended as proposed. Honorable members, kindly proceed to vote. Honorable members, please vote. Those who have not voted, kindly vote. Senator Dulo, please approach the chair. Senator. Lazima ilianguka njiani. Yeah, IBC. The first question, IBC. We are now going to the last question on all clauses. And I put the question that clause 3 as amended, clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, clause 7 as amended, clause 8, clause 10, clause 11, clause 2 as amended, the title and clause 1 be part of the bill. Honorable members, please proceed to vote.
Clause 9 is not there, isn't it? Clause 9 is not there. We are on the IDC. Ile committee haikuwa nayo, ilikuwa ya outsourcing. So I've left it out. That's good. Chair.
Iko na divisions ngapi? 2 tu pia. Senator Maruma, please approach the chair. We are now proceeding to division on the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024. Division on clauses with amendments. I put the question that the first schedule and the second schedule be amended as proposed. Honorable Senators, proceed to vote. Senator Murgor. Senator Murgor. Senator Recha Murgor, please approach the chair. Senator Fatuma Dulo, please approach the chair. We are now dealing with the last division on Kara, and I put the question that clause 3, clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, clause 9, and clause 10, the first schedule as amended, the second schedule as amended, clause 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill. Senators, proceed to vote. Senator Chute, Senator Chute, Senator Cherargei, proceed to approach the chair. Honorable members, we are now going to deal with the County Government Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, divisions, clauses with amendments. Members, I put the question that clause 4, clause 5, the first and fourth schedules be amended as proposed. Proceed to vote. Senator Chute, please proceed to take your seat and vote.
Then I think we can.
Now, honorable members, we are on the last question on division on county government additional allocations bill. And I put the question on all clauses, that clause 3, clause 4 as amended, clause 5 as amended, clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, the first schedule as amended, the second schedule, the third schedule, the fourth schedule as amended, clause 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill. Honorable senators, proceed to vote. Senator Jackson Mandago, approach the chair. You didn't vote. You needed assistance. Honorable members, these are the results of the voting on the first division. Ayes 30, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it. Sorry. The mover. Senator Maria. Senator Maria. Yes.
Very good information, Chairman.
Senator Mariam, you will proceed to move. We are reporting progress on the National Assembly amendments to the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that committee to report to the Senate. It is consideration of National Assembly amendments, County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill,
Senator from Nairobi, Senator Kio, Majority Leader, and Senator Eddy. Please, let's be orderly. Proceed, Senator Mariam.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move the committee to report to the Senate. It is a consideration of National Assembly Amendment County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022, and it is approval thereof. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question that, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the National Assembly amendments, the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022, and its approval thereof. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. This is reporting on the second division. This is with regards to the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill. Division 1, ayes 27, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. On division, the second division, ayes 29, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it. And lastly, on division number 3, ayes 29, nays 0, abstentions 0. The ayes have it. We are now reporting on the bill by the Committee of the Whole, Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. The mover, Majority Leader, proceed to move.
Mr. Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Senate its consideration of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission.
Statutory Instruments.
Statutory Instruments. I don't have that one. I have IBC here. Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Senate its consideration of the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. On the third question, reporting on the IEBC, Ayes 29, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. And the second division, ayes 28, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. I also call upon the mover, the majority leader, to move on the IEBC amendment bill.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Senate its consideration of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the Committee of the Whole do report to the Senate its consideration of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
County allocation, yes, this account.
Honorable members, on the county allocation bill, Division 1, ayes 26, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. And on the second division, ayes 28, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. I now call upon the chairperson the chairperson Standing Committee on Finance, Senator Tabitha, to move. This is on the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Senate its considerations of the County Allocation Revenue Bill, Senate Bill number 25, 2024, and its approval, therefore, with amendments.
I now put the question that the committee do report to the Senate its consideration of the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And lastly, honorable members, the final division on the first division, ayes 28, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. And on the second division, ayes 28, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. I now call upon the chairperson to move. Senator Tabitha. This is on the County Government Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the committee do report to the Senate its considerations of the County Additional Allocation Bill and its approval, therefore, with amendments.
I now put the question that the committee do report to the Senate its consideration of the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we are done with consideration of those clauses on division. Open the door and draw the bar. But I request honorable members, we still have third reading. Do not leave the chamber. We will be done in a short while, so kindly be patient so that we conclude on this business today.
Honorable Senators, Mr. Speaker.
No, we'll be voting. So hakuna shida. No, when you're voting, it doesn't stop.
Honorable Senators. Honourable Senators, we are reporting on the Committee of the Whole. Now we are considering consideration of the National Assembly amendments to the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022. Mover. Oh no, Chairperson, sorry, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I now wish to report. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the National Assembly amendments, the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022, and approval it thereof.
Thank you. Mover. Who is the mover of this bill? No.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report. I call upon Senator Kisang to second. Thank you.
Senator Kisang.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. Honorable Senators, I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee on the same report. Honorable Senators, on this bill, we are not going to done reading. So, Honorable Senators, having considered and approved the National Assembly amendments to the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, so, Honorable Senators, I put the question, which is the House do agree with the committee in the same report. As many as of the same opinion say aye. Aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. So, Honorable Senators, having considered and approved the National Assembly amendments to the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2022, there will be no other reading. The bill will be referred to His Excellency the President for assent. Thank you. Honorable Senators, it's 6:30 p.m., but today having been a special sitting, so we'll continue with the business of the day until we conclude. So the 6:30 p.m. will not apply. We will continue. If we will not have finished by midnight, so still will be here until we finish the business of the day. But in the next few minutes, we'll be able to conclude. All the same. The next bill is a Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023 and 6 leave. I'll take it again, Honorable Speaker. I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Mover of the bill. Statutory amendment.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report. I request the Senator for Nyandarua to second.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Senator Sigay. Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. And now I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. As many as of the similar opinion say aye. Aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2023 be now read a third time. I request the Senator for Kitui to second.
Senator Eno Kwambua.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023, now be lent at that time. Honorable Senators, now I put the question that Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023, be now lent at that time. We go to division. Hey. Okay, sorry. Let us report all the bills and then we can do division at the end. So now we go to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024 and its approval thereof with amendments.
Over. Electoral Commission.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I request the Senator for Migori to second.
Senator, in your case.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee on in the same report. And I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. As many as of the similar opinion say aye. Aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024, be now read a third time. I request the Senator for Vihiga to second.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Senator Ososi.
I second.
I propose the question that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024, be now read at that time. Honorable Senators, I put the question that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024, be now read in time, division at the end. Now we are on the county allocation of revenue bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024. Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Mover. County allocation.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report.
Who is seconding? Senator Tabitha. Who is seconding?
Senator Alexander Mundigi.
Bwana Spika, naunga mkono.
Okay, Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. As many as of the similar opinion say aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate number 25, be now read at that time. And I do beg that Senator...
5 of...
Honorable Speaker, I do beg that the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2024, be now read at that time. And I do request Senator of Kitui County to second.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024, now be read at that time. I put the question that the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024, be now read at that time, division at the end. We now proceed to the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024. Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole has considered the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Mover.
Which bill is it, Kara? Additional. Additional. This is Kara.
We are on the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee to the said report. And I do request Senator Chesang to second.
Senator Chesang.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
I propose the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. I put the question that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. As many as of the similar opinion say aye. Aye. As those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said, on the third reading.
No, repeat again, Country. Just assist her with what she should be able to pronounce. That's okay. She shouldn't be approached, actually.
Mover,
proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bill number 19 of 2024, be now read at that time. And I do request Senator Betty Montet to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to second.
Honourable members, I propose the question that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, be now read at that time. Honourable Senators, I put the question that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bills number 19 of 2024, be now read at that time. Now, so, Honourable Senators, we have four divisions. Therefore, I order the Sergeant at Arms to ring the Quorum bell for 1 minute. Sergeant at Arms, close the doors and draw the bus. Honourable Senators, we start with the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. Honourable Senators, I put the question that the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023, be now read at that time. Yeah, so you check the cans. Can you put we should start voting, you know, put the system on. Sergeant at arms, okay, withdraw the band and open the door. We get the quorum. And you ring the quorum bell for 3 minutes. Honorable Senators, Zonda, can you resume your seats? All the senators. Have your seats, members. Senator Okech. I had put a question on this bill, and therefore we are proceeding to vote. Senators, you can now vote on the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 2 of 2023. Yeah, you should now vote. Continue to vote. Continue to vote. You draw the bars. We are voting simultaneously for all the bills. You close the doors and draw the bars. No, we are voting all the bills. So we have 3 more to go. Yes, yes. I'm waiting for the IMB, for the results of the division. Yes, Senator Mgatana. Yeah, we have noted that. Senator Mgatana, approach the table. Honorable Senators, this is the results of the division. Ayes 24, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Statutory Instruments Act.
Let's go to the second division. And I put the question that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 10 of 2024 be now read at that time. We are on the division. You proceed to vote. All the senators, this is the results of the division. Ayes 24, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Act and for connected purposes.
We are now on the county allocation of revenue bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024. And I put the question that the county allocation of revenue bill, Senate Bills number 25 of 2024 be now read at that time. This division, let's proceed to vote. Senator Andy Okech, approach the table.